So we're nearing turn 100, and this is typically the time where civs begin to break out into war, and I think we can assume to start to see that begin to happen within this episode right here. Or at least maybe the wars could start to break out maybe at the end of this episode. We are only at turn 91, so it seems like maybe they'll start to break out the end, or maybe the next episode, but I'm assuming somewhere around this time period, because there are a lot of civs that have a pretty good-sized army. Before I hit next turn, I wanted to kind of get something out of the way. First of all, Austria does not have their settlers stuck behind this mountain. I don't know why. The icon looks a little bit too far up to the just to the top right here. But it's not in the mountain. They can move it, and I don't know. I don't know why Austria hasn't yet moved their settler yet. I don't know if it's a glitch, but I wanted just to kind of remind everyone that, my last thing I want to do is have any sort of implication on the game. I don't want to have any sort of impact. I want this to purely be AI only. And if Austria is glitched out, then that sucks. And that might be the case, because it's not that, they're not moving their settler. That sucks, but there's, I can't really do anything about it. First of all, the IGE, the in-game editor mod, does not allow me just to delete one unit. So it's either I give Austria an extra settler and, have them, who knows, maybe the settler isn't glitched out, they're just not using it, they're just being dumb. Then Austria has two settlers, and then it's like, okay, then I had an impact on the game. That's a big impact if I were to give Austria another settler, because then they potentially could land a city, two cities, and that's taken away a lot of, that's a big deal. Giving an AI an extra settler is a big deal, and I just don't want to risk it. I can't do anything about it, and that's unfortunate, but, maybe they're not. Maybe it's not glitched out. I just don't know what she's doing, but we've seen this before. Maria Theresa likes to stay in behind these mountains. She's done it before. Maybe that's what she's trying to do, because she did the same thing in the other AI-only game. She stayed right around this region, so I don't know. Who knows? The same thing is happening with the icon here in Indonesia. See, the settler is, like, this icon is a little bit up to the top right, and I don't know why, but it's strange. That's weird, and that's kind of like throughout the entire area of the map. Same thing with St. Petersburg. You've got this worker, inside the city, but when you zoom all the way out, it looks like it's not inside the city. But anyways, let's move on. We have two colonists moving throughout North America from both France and England. I don't know where they're going to settle. I know that France is settled here, so that will probably bring them into a war with the Iroquois, possibly, and Greece versus Russia. Oh, Greece versus Russia. Holy crap, that's a good one. Oh, wow. Just as I was talking about wars, that's a pretty good one. That's kind of, I think, our first proximity war. We haven't had any of these yet. We've had weird, like, kind of somewhat close wars, but they're not really. This is the first war, and wow. So Catherine's got a lot of troops up, but this is a little bit scary, because what are the Huns thinking right now? What is Attila thinking with both his unique archers, his unique horse archers, as well as his battering ram? Another one just broke out. Washington and the Aztecs in the New World. Uh-oh. And wow, look at America. Look at America with two settlers. Looks like they might be going for the west coast of the continent of North America. But, ooh, the Aztecs have jaguars. Never realized how dominant the Aztecs could be. There are a few civs. I mean, what do you expect? There's so many civs in this game. It's hard. It's kind of easy, I guess, to overlook some of these, some of the potential of these civs. The Aztecs do have a lot of potential, and we figured that they would be doing this sort of move where they, start off in Mexico and then start moving their way up north. If they're able to take Boston, Louisiana here, I'm calling it Boston, Louisiana, because Boston, Louisiana. Whatever. And if they're able to take this, that's a big power move for the Aztecs. And I mean, it's not the biggest city in the world or anything like that, but it's going to give them even more power. And that's where you really start to snowball with these Native American tribes, which would be pretty devastating for the region. Okay, so we're going to have to watch both of these wars. Looks like we're going to kind of take our time a little bit slightly away from Europe, which is fine because Europe has already gotten their settler. We have Austria and the Ottomans making a declaration of friendship. I mean that, the Europeans have already used that settler from their deity starting bonuses. So Europe won't be as much of a focus. We're going to kind of be what I tend to do in these AI-only battles is just focus in on where the wars are at, because that's where the biggest changes are going to be made. And again, with the cultural victory, I really don't think it's it's going to go to the civ that has, that's playing the smallest and the tallest and just has a bunch of tourism. That's probably not going to happen. The cultural victory is going to go for the civ that has the control of the most amount of cities that they've taken away, and they've taken away those great works. Just like we saw with the Zulu and the Mongolians in the previous campaign, it's going to be going to the most expansive civ, the civ that's taken over the most cities, which which in turn means taking over the most amount of great works. So yeah, we're gonna probably shift away from Europe a little bit and focus in on where the wars are going to. I was gonna say that. That's a weird one. That's a weird thing to say. Where the wars are taking place, because that's where the biggest power exchanges are beginning. Again, the Netherlands are still in first place in terms of score. Right behind William is Isabella from Spain, and then we have Askia. Wow, he must have been doing pretty good with his wonders. So it is interesting. Greece doesn't look like they have much here to protect Sparta, besides their hoplite unique units. That should do a little bit, but I don't really know for how much. See, this is the thing though. What's going to happen to Russia? I really think that, see, look, they've got a battering ram right here. Attila has a battering ram ready to go. They're right next to Moscow. They could have really screwed themselves over here. It's possible. The Celts have founded Judaism. Well, good for the Celts. They really, really needed that. Although Spain is going to be fighting them for a religion as well with Catholicism. Okay, let's check out the New World. Go to the next turn. We'll probably alternate between every single one, watching both wars. So this is going to be kind of difficult for the Aztecs and Montezuma to maneuver, just because there are a lot of forests within this region. And they might not have enough ranged units. Yeah, they've got the melee units, but there are only 2 adjacent tiles to Boston, and they're both up north. And one of these tiles isn't that good because you're attacking across the river every single time. That's hard for a melee unit to do. I believe these Jaguar units have about, I think, 8 strength. The city of Boston only has a city defense of 11, so not the greatest. I don't think the Aztecs are going to be able to do this, not without bringing in more ranged units. They're going to need to get this Aztec catapult in there pretty soon, or else this isn't going to be too good for them. I see the Mayan have another settler up. They're probably going to expand even more down for the South American area, probably causing some issues with the Inca, which will be interesting. Yeah, so I don't really know how this is going to go. Look at that. It's already destroyed. Ooh, but you know what? This American settler is probably going to get taken. Oh, it's not. Wow. So America might expand a lot if Washington can get around a few more of these cities, and they should be good. Yeah, I don't see Montezuma taking Boston. I don't think it's going to happen. See, what is this? This is a plantation, so yes, these archers can attack, but how are you going to get this other melee unit to reinforce? There's no way. Boston, I think, is just out of reach. It's tough. It's going to be tough without naval units to take out Boston. Let's check out the war just north of the Black Sea. Looks like the hoplite has been destroyed by Russia. She has a great general. She's ready to go. Catherine is ready to go. She got a great general. See some expanding here with Austria. Oh, yes. Very nice. So it looks like you'll be able to take it, I think, next turn. And that was just purely with melee units. The problem is, what are the Huns thinking? The Huns are right here. Looks like they're ready to go. We'll see if it's a mistake. And, of course, Russia is relying on the Huns to probably economically support this war. Not the smartest idea. I don't think the Huns have any caravans up. So I don't know. I mean, I guess they're... Oh, yes, they do. They have it right here. Okay, so they're also moving. They're also kind of trading back and forth with Russia. So they'll both suffer economically if a war were to break out. But I don't think that really stops the AI that much. For the most part, they can handle without it. And the Aztecs have founded a religion. Whoa, that's really, really good. So the Aztecs are going to be strong here because the New World has no religion. That's probably going to be the only religion that gets founded in the New World. So I don't know where the hell the English and the French are going, but whatever. I don't understand, but whatever. Yeah, so that's going to be probably the only religion in the New World. The Aztecs are going to be strong. I mean, it's unfortunate if you're rooting for the Aztecs that they probably won't take Boston. America will probably be... Oh, yeah, I mean, America's probably going to outsettle them. Definitely, they're going to take away a lot of, I think, the West Coast, California, Oregon, stuff like that. If they choose to go up behind the mountains, and look at that, bam! So Catherine did manage to take Sparta, and they've peaced out with Greece. Ouch. Yeah, that's a tough loss for Greece, especially when you have a little bit of a scary Byzantium here with their unique boats out there. That's a little bit spooky. Right there, ready to grab the Athens capital. Okay, well, Catherine, now your job is to rebuild your army as fast as possible, because I don't know if you'd be able to fight against Attila. I doubt it. I don't think that's going to be able to happen. Oh, and that catapult has just been destroyed. You've also allowed Washington to get over to the west. You've allowed Washington to get to the west, and that's a problem. Augustus Caesar has built the Colossus, and they have peaced out. The Aztecs and America has peaced out. So, this is going to be a very, very interesting progression to see in the New World who dominates before the Europeans get there. You're going to have the Aztecs that, of course, are going to be strong with their culture kills and stuff like that. Their Jaguar is about to be insignificant very soon, but because they adopted this religion, which I believe might be the final religion of the game. No, there can still be one more. One more can be founded. We'll see. We'll see if it's going to be in the New World. If it's not in the New World, then yeah, the Aztecs might be extremely powerful. And let's go ahead and check on the beliefs that they decided to go with. So extra happiness for cities with 3 or more followers. We also have plus culture for every 5 followers of this religion. Interesting. That may be able to help them defend a cultural victory. Shrines provide an extra happiness. So they went with a lot of happiness stuff. It's a weird choice because the Aztecs are about to get kind of smashed in the middle here. They're going to be smashed in between the Mayan, America, and the Shoshone. Unless they take over cities, which I'm sure they're planning on it, then they're going to have some trouble. I mean, that religion isn't going to help them out that much. Extra happiness is good, but still. So this will be the... and another one was broken out between... So wow, we've got our first coalition war with France and the Shoshone teaming up against the Iroquois. Yeah, the Iroquois just settled their 4th city up here in Canada, and it doesn't look like the Shoshone have much of a military, though. Yeah, they've got their unique units as well, but how is... I mean, just about all of the New World have their unique units right now. They're all these, like, warrior or spearmen replacing unique units because, you know, that's where they're geared towards. The beginning part of the game. So people with the pointiest sticks, we have the Huns at number 1, Germany at number 2. Not bad, but as you can see, the Huns are out there by a significant advantage, almost 100 extra military manpower, I guess you could say, over Germany. We have Rome following behind with Isabella, myself, which don't even count me. I've got a nuclear submarine, and that does not count. Persia, oh, interesting. In actually the 5th spot, Assyria. So Persia looks like they're defending maybe against Assyria. Byzantium seems to be doing good as well. So is Russia. This is going to be a big deal. This is going to be Ethiopia's already reformed Eastern Orthodox. This is going to be a very, very big deal. I think that if any case, I think I've played so many of these European campaigns, whether it's on this map or whether it's on an exclusive Europe-only map, every single time Catherine gets her capital taken by Attila. I think, oh, and there it is, right there. Oh my gosh, these wars are everywhere. All of these wars are breaking out at the same, a little bit earlier. Well, actually, you know, it's turn 100 right now, so that's crazy. I'm playing Civ 5 way too much to be able to predict like weird ass shit like that. 4 wars have broken out in this video. I mean, I wasn't really super accurate with the prediction. I figured it'd start at the end of this video or the next video, but I guess, they just wanted to jump on into it. So, can Catherine survive this attack from the Huns? Again, I feel like if anything, this is their best shot. If they're going to be able to survive an attack from the Huns, which I've never seen them do in any campaign I've ever seen in a True Start Location mod, they've never survived. I feel like they can do it now. They've gotten up 4 cities pretty quick before turn 100. They're off to a great start. Also, they have a technological advantage over the Huns, so we will see. The other war that's broken out is between Rome and Carthage. Weird. That's so weird. So apparently Augustus Caesar and Dido are working together. Historical irony. I love it. Okay, so there's nothing that's going to come from that, but apparently people don't like William because he's probably, he's doing good for himself. Don't be a hater, Rome. Don't be a hater. Okay, so Carthage and Arabia have formed a declaration of friendship, as well as France and Carthage. So Carthage is doing the right thing. They're staying peaceful. Oh, Morocco's got another city coming. And, oh my gosh, France versus Spain. this is what we thought. Is that the 5th war? Holy crap. I don't think I could have ever imagined this much. What the freak? Are you serious? Are you... Oh, Civ 5, are you serious? All the wars have broken out at the exact same time. And I think, as I've said many, many times in the past, the wars are these sorts of kind of domino effect sort of things where they're not going to stop. They're going to keep on going and going and going because now we're going to see, the Huns might lose a lot of troops, so Assyria is going to want to jump in on that. Same thing with who knows what's going to happen to Greece. Maybe Byzantium finally jumps in. It's just going to be this domino effect, and it all starts. The biggest war that I think that I'm most excited to watch is between France and Spain. Obviously, Spain is going to dominate, but how many troops is Isabella going to lose to Napoleon? Paris will definitely get kicked out of Europe. Actually, no, they still have Orleans up here. And I apologize for pronouncing Orleans wrong. I know it's not pronounced as New Orleans. Get your shit together, Drew. I remembered the proper pronunciation of Orleans, but I forgot it over the break. Dang it, Drew. I can't always remember something as great as my Helsinki moment when I remembered the Swedish city of Helsinki. Okay, so yeah, obviously Napoleon is probably going to lose here, but it depends on how many Spanish troops fall. Because if too many Spanish troops fall, we might see the Netherlands or maybe Rome join in, maybe Portugal join in and try to take away some power from Spain. The other war that we have to watch out for is Egypt, Byzantium, and Carthage. So Carthage and Babylon, not Byzantium. Babylon has declared on Egypt. Carthage will not have an impact on either of these wars. They're just joining in, trying to start stuff. They just want to start stuff. They'll be there for emotional support, Babylon, but not by much. It looks like Babylon wasn't happy because they weren't able to expand. They wanted to expand. They might not even try to go for any of these cities. You have to watch out there, though. Their Babylonian bowmen are up, and those are powerful units. Those are powerful ranged units. We also have Greece, the Huns, and the Ottomans. What? That's weird. Okay, so that's kind of a nothing war. Not really proximity, but... yeah, nothing will happen there. Greece will stay alive for a little bit longer, but this is a very, very, very good thing for, it's not, I shouldn't say that many varies. Oh, Terracotta Army by the Inca. That'll be good. That'll increase their army size quite a lot in South America, which is surprising that an Indian civ playing on Prince got up a wonder. I didn't think that would happen that often, but I guess there are some wonders that the Europeans are going to just kind of skip out on it. So I'm wondering if this is going to affect Attila's choice in attacking Russia. Because the AI is kind of dumb and they don't realize how close or far away Greece is, I'm wondering if they're going to kind of reserve a few troops to stay and protect Attila's court since they know that they're in 2 wars at once here. And will Babylon be able to maneuver around Memphis? I don't think so. Let's see, what do we got? Nothing else. There's nothing else. We have this war with the Shoshone and France against the Iroquois. Nothing's gonna happen there. None of these guys have troops. I see nothing. I mean, the Shoshone do, but they're not ready to go, and I think they're not gonna be able to do much. Just there's too many forest tiles to maneuver around. That'll be way too difficult to kind of figure out. So France and England. Oh my gosh, England, are you going for Siberia? This is going to be the weirdest thing, I think, ever. How's Honolulu doing? Pretty good at 6 population. It's going to have a tough time getting that capital city to a good populated size, but, I mean, what do you expect? It's out here on the island of Hawaii. It's going to be tough. Okay, let's go one more turn here. What do we got? France and Arabia. Declaration. Celts have reformed already, Judaism. And Portugal and France have made a declaration of friendship. Okay, so last minute, Maria's trying to get on Napoleon's good side right before France gets kicked out of Europe. This is going to have major implications for Europe. Also, this gives... Well, currently, Isabella does have access to the Atlantic Ocean through the mouth here of the Mediterranean. But I don't think for that much longer. More than likely, Portugal is eventually going to expand southward in terms of their borders. They would have been cut off and exclusively remained inside of the Mediterranean, but taking Paris means that they have all of the Atlantic Ocean to, for sure, for the rest of the game, more than likely, to expand out to the west. Anyways, guys, lots of wars have broken out. We've got to watch, in particular, I think the big ones are between the Huns and Russia and Spain and France. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.